everybody again. Aloha from Hawaii. And because I have so much to make up after 6 parts in Polish and only 1 in English. So just to remind you all quickly what I was trying to make, what point, I started my upbringing, and everything was to tell you that from that small little town in Poland, very Catholic, very one race town and country, coming to America was really a totally different picture altogether. And that goes for many religions. But in my all years of research, books and programs, and now even YouTube, and my own personal experience, I believe in one God. It doesn't matter if you're Catholic, Protestant, Baptist, or any other religion for that matter. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter what color of your skin is. It's one God for us all. If only this one thing everybody could embrace, this truth, we would never have any wars anymore. It would be peace. Now, does God mind if we call him Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, or Joey? No, he doesn't. In fact, I'm sure God has a wonderful sense of humor. Seeing us human doing what we're doing, I'm sure he does. It's not important. It's who we are and how we treat each other. Because just think for a second, okay? And today is a God's Day Sunday. We all sent by God to planet Earth. If God had and has the plan for all of us, we are a part of God. And if that's the case, can you ever treat your fellow man sent by God with the mission like you any bad? Can you do any wrong to that person? It's just like doing something wrong to God himself. And with this perception and this perspective, if anybody and everybody could grasp just this, all the religious wars, all the wars, period, would be gone. Before we came to this earth, before we were born, we all sit down at a table with the elder group, those wise men on the other side, and we prepared our life chart or contract with God. What we're gonna do? So we said, I want to be a woman, I want to have 3 husbands, I want to have 5 children with 2 husbands, I want to have this kind of illnesses, I want to have this and this tragedy. So if something goes wrong in your life, please don't blame God, blame yourself. Perhaps at that time you had too many drinks and you didn't fully know what you were doing, but don't blame God. And by the way, yes, it is food and drinks on the other side. It's everything, whatever is good. So you don't have to eat, sleep, drink, but you may, just as more as a symbolic way, you visited Earth, so you know that it's here. Everything is in heaven what is here on Earth, except mosquitoes, flies, hunting, anything that is negative or reminds of pain or sufferance on the other side in heaven doesn't exist. Thank you, God, for that. So we're born, and up to 6 years of age, so the children, the small children, actually still remember home. They even remember previous lives. All the reincarnation process. So if you ask suddenly a 3-year-old child for who you have been in a previous life, before you were born, they actually will tell you. They remember a lot. They also, just like animals, are able to see the people from the other side who left already this life. They see angels. And when it comes to animals, they also see fairies, because fairies, that's what the angels are for the humans. The fairies are for this, our pets, animals, and also for small children. Fairies can come, and my own son had a wonderful experience with fairies. A wonderful experience. Now, after 6 years, the gift is gone. And why is that? Because if the child starts to talk to somebody in a room and there's nobody there, what do? With the parents, with the adults, we're going to start to worry that there's something wrong with our child. Maybe we should take him to the doctor. We tell him, no, it's nobody in this room, and we actually talk him out of it, out of that gift. And the gift is gone. Let's say now, move forward to the moment that we're living this life. Our time comes, whatever the age or illness is, or circumstances, like an accident. And let's say it's not an accident. Somebody is ill, is in a hospital or home, hospice, and what's going on now? Usually the person goes slowly from this dimension to the other side. That veil actually becoming thinner and thinner. Soon we're going to be able to actually have them visit us, and we're going to see them. But once they're going, spirit-wise, they already communicate with them. I had an experience in a hospice when I walked into the room, when I was doing charity work, not the phone calls, not the paperwork, but being actually with the patients and their families. And this woman was in a room totally alone, in bed. And when I walked in, she wanted to give her my Reiki, my wonderful God's energy, and she gave me those eyes. She doesn't want it. And I never said a word, she never said a word. And not even telepathically. She was arguing with someone. I understood that this could be her husband from the other side, that she wants to go to the other side. And obviously he was telling her it's not her time. And she would be arguing, yes it is. She wants to be there, and that's the end of it. She was angry. And I am again trying to send her peace and love, kind of healthy, wonderful energy. And boy, the way she looked at me was kind of saying, I don't want to get buried. I want to die. I want to go. I want to be gone. Don't send me any loving, healthy energy here. And I have a serious discussion with my husband, who I'm talking to. Why are you bothering me? Of course, for my eyes, she was talking to herself, although she looked at someone, and when she turned her eyes, was always at that very same height. So I know she seen someone in the front of her. And I left. When my girlfriend of 27 years was in her last couple weeks, a couple things was happening. First of all, she was telling me about the people who passed on, that she talked to them. And I even didn't know that they gone. I even didn't know the people. They would visit her. Then she was waiting for a colorful sandwich, such a beautiful sandwich. And that was the time that she didn't want to eat anything at all. Nothing. She only lived because of all those machines keeping her alive. So she was waiting for that colorful, beautiful sandwich. Now, how did she know about that? She also told me, which I'm saying this for the first time, she looked at me and she said, you look like a holy person, like a holy. And I said, oh yeah? Well, I didn't think, like most of the people think, that they don't know what they're talking about. I pay attention because they really, that's my interest, because they already almost on the other side. So they see things that normally we cannot see. And I would say, why? And she said, if she look above my head, just probably this much, and she said, you have a halo. Now, I have to be honest, I'm a Reiki master in healing and teaching. I know my stuff about aura, chakras, anything that involves energy. But halo, at that time I didn't know what she's talking about. I said, this is only on the pictures that somebody is holy and has a halo. How, me alive, I can have that? I just I didn't know, it doesn't mean I doubted her, but I knew I'm not knowledgeable enough even to take it this way or the other way. And then I did the research, and what the research shows, we all have auras because we are living energy, we're moving. We are the energy period, and we're surrounded with energy. But once supposedly you have halo, you don't have an aura. That is replaced by halo. And this is the more spiritually evolved person. Actually, whoever knows something more than I do, I would truly appreciate if you would write something down in a comment area about halos, because that's right now what my interest is. I would like to research a lot more than what I know so far. Okay, so I appreciate the responses and comments. And yes, I will share with everybody else whatever you write to me. Different experiences, people, when in the coma, they also already sometimes is out of body experience. When the spirit is up, the body is operated on, and the person knew what was going on, who said what is going on, what they know it all. And then how hard and how painful it is to come back to the ill body. It's beautiful to be a spirit, but boy, if the body is not healthy, it's very tough to come back to its shape, right, and form. We may talk about this a lot more. I'm trying today to go through what's going on so we know what to expect. It's always that scare that some people will, those people only, scared because they don't know what's going to happen next. And I told my friend, we're all going to be going through it, and it's nothing to be afraid of because the other side is so beautiful, loving, warm. And I told her about what I know and my experiences and my grandmother that I told you already, that love that is so wonderful. And she said, why people then afraid of dying? I said, yes, nobody wants to be in that coffin, and she was claustrophobic, so that was even more scary, and 6 feet down there. Nobody wants that. And what's going to happen next? That fork? The hell? So when I explained to her everything, now she was gone. So when somebody is gone, the body is the least important. It's a temporary vehicle in this life, okay? It's gone, we bury, we burn, it doesn't matter. It matters where the ashes are, because the All Saints Day, like now November 1st and 2nd in Poland, it's a wonderful holiday when everybody is traveling to, because as I always say, we are as long alive as our memory about us is alive. So going back, it's wonderful to those graves, to those cemeteries. Once we're going through the tunnel, we left our body, our spirit, the soul goes up and goes to the light and goes through tunnel, or the tunnel can be the screens, actually. It's not the God who is sitting and making notes. Hey Peter, I know. Well, I know what you did on September 11 at 6 p.m. I'm writing down. Oh, Anne, I know what you did too. Yeah, that was July 5th. 5:55 p.m. 16 seconds. Yeah, no, it's everything here. No, no such a thing. After we left this negative planet, and we all charming on looking to get something our way, so we do the little white lies, so we exaggerate just to get our way. Once we left our body, we're already a part of the God's universe, okay, the other side. We have screens everywhere, and like we're watching the movie, we're watching our life really quickly, because there's no such a thing as time or space on the other side, so everything. And we're not just watching what happened, but we're watching also the ripple effect, which even is more interesting. So let's say, oh, you poor, here is $5. Go and buy yourself a bread. Or even better, I give you a bread and a soup. And what do we know? We gave, we gone, done. We know nothing. We know nothing about what happened next. Maybe somebody gained back faith in humanity and didn't commit suicide. Maybe that night didn't get frozen to death because ate something hot, or we gave our own hat or gloves and survived. The consequences, the ripple effect of everything we ever done. So the joy and happiness we created, sometimes by just giving somebody a smile when somebody was so down and depressed, or a good advice, or we did something wrong, and now how far that ripple effect caused the damage, and what kind of damage, and we feel that too. And then we meet elderlies again, and that my girlfriend gave me as a gift. She came back before, even in my dream, before I knew that she passed on. She came to me in a dream so happy, so smiling, with her hair, with the rollers in her hair, because she was sick for months. She never had those hair done, even you know, in a coffin it didn't look good, and she paid attention to her hair. She always looked great. So that was, even the family wasn't happy about that. So she showed me, look, now I will look the way I want. I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm cheerful. And she was so happy that she gave me this wonderful hug, which meant thank you for everything that you told me, because that's the way it is. And here I am to show you. And after that dream, maybe, I'm not kidding, at least 8 years, 8 hours later, I found out that she is actually gone. Now, what she showed me the dreams later, when I said, why are you not showing up yourself? Why you not contact me? What's going on? What are you doing there? She actually took me to the room that all those, the elderly group sits, and it's a huge white room with white oval big table. It was on the left side. And it's this elder group, so many people, and was this one man-looking brunette with the beard, very serious man that I look really closely. I would actually recognize him if I saw him. Old white dress. Everything was white, one color, and that white was so bright that I don't know if I ever seen this white color, that white. Even the furniture were beautiful, you know, design in white. Just my friend Grace, she was dressed normally. She looked different. She was in something beige. And it was a huge buffet. And it was shown to me the buffet wasn't for me. And there was no chair for me either. I'm like, what, am I invited? I cannot sit down. And I cannot have a meal. And that was meat, no meat. Oh, what happened was, yeah, it was no place for me, because she showed me how that looks like. Okay, she's going through life review. What she's done, how the contract, how her life chart went, okay? So she's busy doing that. And no meat, that was a gift, because that was heads up. I got really sick. I couldn't eat anything for 3 weeks. After the 3 weeks, I never ate red meat again. I still may have sometimes little chicken or little turkey, only the breast, the white meat, but very, very little and very rare. And no alcohol whatsoever. I never could touch wine, beer, or anything for that matter. Not interested whatsoever. It's just like I don't have a taste even for it. So maybe that was even her gift to me. Because boy, I loved always, you know, for years, red wine. Well, that was gone. And I started to become more and more spiritual. And then I came to Hawaii, but that's the next, one of the next chapters, what happened later. But then what happens, I don't know if you heard or not of Oshkosh Library. That's a huge, beautiful building, full of shelves, like a library. And what we have there, our charts from all the lives. Everybody have their name, and is every life, what's supposed to happen, we're reincarnated, and our karma, what we're doing, what we're not doing, what's the progress, etc. We're man, woman, our age of dying, everything is right there. It can be a situation that we lived such a hard life here on earth, that we need a place that actually is like a resort. We gotta de-stress, decompress, we gotta come back to our senses. Earth is a very, very negative place. That's why we have anger, jealousy, we have pain, all this negativity, competition, hunting, killing, so much suffering, because this is earth. Only brave souls want to come back. We love God so much that we born to become more knowledgeable, more feeling. We're working for God. And especially these times, going from third, which this is my own painting, that's how I see it, from third energy to the fifth. When with all that anger, all that chaos, we will be living and going more towards enlightenment, intuition, psychic, higher self, love, to that fifth dimension, when the love and thinking, not just from the heart as we learn to do now, but actually have a knowledge what our soul is telling us, and the feeling and the thinking will be totally different. The possibility is totally different, and that we're going to be talking in Polish and English the very next time. I think it's enough for today. The next time I also will tell you in details how the heaven looks like. And it's so interesting. So until the next time, I love you. God loves you always, anytime, 24/7, until the time we all go to the other side. Have a wonderful weekend and week. Healthy, wealthy, joyful, and happy. From my heart to yours. Aloha.